Got some exciting news to share with you if you're a Reform UK supporter. So as you know, Reform UK are doing brilliant up and down the country. They had a good general election. They've now doubled the vote since then. They've won the local election. They've won a by-election. They've won mayoral elections. But if there's one thing that Nigel Farage has never been able to do, whether it was under UKIP, whether it was under the Brexit Party, or even Reform, is make headways into Scotland. They've never ever been able to manage to win the Scots over. And that's because they've very much been an England and Wales party. And Scotland have already had their alternative, if you can call them that anymore, in the SNP. So Farage has been desperate to try and increase the vote in Scotland. And that's exactly what he's doing. So at the moment, Reform UK are polling at around 15% in Scotland, the same number of percent of the vote that they got in the general election up and down the country. But better than that, and the unbelievable news today is that they may actually win a by-election in the area of Hamilton, Stonehouse and Larkhall. And this is after an SNP MSP, which is basically an MP in the Scottish Assembly, passed away and a by-election was called. Now, when the by-election was first called, it was a certainty that Labour would win this seat. The SNP's popularity is not doing well at all in Scotland, which I'll get into in a minute. But it looked like Labour would take the seat. But with Keir Starmer's popularity going down and Reform's going up, Reform UK are now in second position in all the opinion polls and closing in to first place, which is currently held now by the SNP with the Labour Party in third place. And the SNP are absolutely petrified. John Swinley, who is the head of Scotland. Hello everybody, and thank you so much for supporting the working class revolt. We've got some new merch that we're selling on our website. We're doing comedy political mugs. We've got one here, which is the iconic moment after Donald Trump got shot, with his hand in the air saying, "Fight, fight, fight." We've got ones like this saying, "I'm voting Reform UK." And we've got ones like this saying, "Nigel Farage, 4 PM. And we've got many, many more on our website. So please check them out. They're all $9.99 and they'll all be with you within a few working days. The website is www.workingclassrevolt.co.uk and the link for the website is in the description of every video. It's a good way for you to support this channel but also get something back at the same time. And once again, thank you so much for supporting my channel. For the SNP has called on the Uni Party to come together to defeat Nigel Farage and the Reform Party. Swinley is asking anybody who's like-minded who votes for Labour to come over to him and vote him as a one-off, as a borrowed vote, just to stop what he calls the far right coming into Scotland and dividing the country. Don't forget, the SNP believe in open door immigration. Nicola Sturgeon, only a few years ago, was telling migrants, begging illegal migrants, coming to Scotland, everybody wants you. And the mistake that the SNP made was thinking, because Scottish people were supporting them, that Scottish people as a whole was left wing. And what they got wrong was Scotland wanted something that was pro-Scotland. London is a long, long way, as you know, from Scotland, and it didn't feel like it had representation in Scotland. So what it did, it voted the SNP, who was speaking their language. It was all pro-them. It was all nationalism talk, until they got too big for the boots. And what the SNP did was they tried to make the Scottish people walk. Nicola Sturgeon then, she allowed a man into a woman's prison, a rapist, because he claimed he was a woman. And that was the end of Nicola Sturgeon. And now they're looking for something new. And they're voting for Nigel Farage and the Reform Party. So they're in second position. And the big thing here is, if they win in this seat in Hamilton, they will win the general election in the United Kingdom in 2029. Now that might sound like a big statement, but you've got to remember, this is an area where Reform UK shouldn't even be finishing second place. It should be impossible for them to win. People who thought Runcorn was impossible, this is 10 times harder. But if they win here, this doesn't just show that England and Wales is turning to reform, it shows that the places where they get the least amount of votes are now also voting Reform UK. So let me know what you think. Can Reform UK win in Hamilton, Stonehouse and Larkhall, take this seat from the SNP and beat everybody? And what do you think of John Swinley's comments that the Uni Party should come together to oust Nigel Farage and keep him out of Scotland? Thank you all for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.